Hi everyone, welcome to my craft room. My name is Laura, and on this channel I share crafts, hauls, and more. If these are topics that interest you, I sure hope that you subscribe, become part of my YouTube family so I can get to know you as well. And with all that said, let's have some fun. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Today I will be sharing with you how I made this two-tiered tray using 2 shelves and 2 easels from the Dollar Tree. We won't be needing the twine or that ring that came with the shelving, but I'm going to hang on to mine for sure for a future DIY. And here I'm just trying to get a feel where I want things to go. So what I want to do is I want to cut off the ends of one shelf, and then I will leave one shelf intact. So here I'm just drawing a line right where those 2 holes are. I'm just going to cut those off. I initially started to use my miter box for this, and as you can see here, the wood doesn't fit in this little box. So I started to use this, and then I ended up taking it outside and cutting it with my husband's miter saw. But if you would like to make one of these, you can just use a jigsaw, or you can just set this on the edge and cut it with a regular saw. You can score these and just break them off. They're really soft wood, easy to do, but this is the way I made mine, or cut mine. So here I'm again, like I said, I started off with this miter box, took it outside, easy peasy, and chopped it off. So now what you want to do is measure 6 inches from the bottom piece there where your canvas would sit on this easel or whatever you're displaying. So here, 6 inches from that piece right there, I marked it on both sides, and that is where I'm going to attach the pieces that I cut off of the shorter board or shelf that will be my top shelf for my tiered tray. And here is one of those pieces that I chopped off there, and I'm just going to nail that right onto the easel where I marked it, and that will be my top support piece that I will lay and glue the top shelf to. And then just repeat that onto the next easel, and we will be ready to move on to the next step. And then what you'll want to do is remove the bar that's going across the easel, where you would actually set your canvas or your picture that you want to display. And we're just going to remove it and flip it upside down. That way, the little ridge that's in there that would actually hold your canvas onto the easel, it'll be upside down, and we'll have a flat piece of board running across both easels. And again, you'll just want to repeat that onto the second easel as well. Here you can kind of see what I'm talking about much better. I called it a ridge. I meant a lip. There's a little lip on one side of the board that runs across the easel. I'm just simply flipping it over. That way it'll sit flat. The board will sit flat for the bottom shelf. Once my shelving was level, I now need to remove one of those kickstands off of one easel because we only need one.
Lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when I get things right.
And then what you want to do is slip those boards back in between the easels and squish them tight. That way you can mark where you want to cut off that crossbar or the kickstand to that easel that will now become our crossbar. And you'll want to mark it and take a 1/8 drill bit and just drill a hole right through that kickstand, and then we will cut it off. I cut mine a little bit longer, and then I ended up just cutting both sides off. That way I got an even piece on each side of that easel. I added the screw with the wing nut back on to the easel, but I did end up changing them out for some decorative caps, totally optional. So here I am just going to mark it like I said and drill a hole.
Lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when I get things right. Lost in the shadows of a million stars. Shouldn't they enlighten my near and far? Shouldn't they at all just tell me where you are?
And I just used my miter box to cut off that kickstand down to size.
Lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when I get things right. Lost in the shadows of a million stars. Shouldn't they enlighten my near and far? Shouldn't they at all just tell me where you are? Send a prayer if I'm out of luck. Send a little love and I'll make it back. Send me a letter and a bottle of wine.
And then you want to fill in those holes. I used wood putty, but you can also use spackle for this. This is what I had on hand. So once that dried, I sanded it down and it'll be ready to paint. I didn't use paint. I used antique wax for this. I didn't record it. The only suggestion that I would make if you would like to use the antique wax is that because they're two different pieces of wood, the easel seemed to have more of like a finish, maybe because it was sanded completely down. I'm not sure, but when I would go to wipe off the antique wax, it would leave like spots everywhere. So I applied a real heavy coat of the antique wax, let it dry overnight, and it's darker than I would have liked it to be, but it still came out really, really cute. And here are those decorative caps that I was telling you about. So I'm just going to remove the wing nut, add the caps, and then I took a brown marker and I just marked up the cap and the screw itself and just made it blend in with that antique wax. And here you can see it's very, very wobbly, but once I glued the shelves onto the easels, it was a nice sturdy piece. So I'm going to take some wood glue and some hot glue and just glue these boards down onto the easel, and I will have a two-tiered tray.
Lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when I get things right. Lost in the shadows of a million stars. Shouldn't they enlighten my near and far? Shouldn't they at all just tell me where you are?
And you'll want to keep a makeup wipe or something wet to wipe off any glue that seeps out.
Send a prayer if I'm out of luck. Send a little love and I'll make it back. Send me a letter and a bottle of wine.
And here it is, all done. I have some mini decor pieces that I have around the house to display. And I hope you all enjoyed my video. This was not hard to do at all. It was just a matter of really sitting down and thinking it through and making it happen. So, yeah, thank you all for watching my video today. I hope I have inspired you, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye for now.